Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to Mahogany Sweets. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Channel ain't monetized, so if you would like to donate, you can do so at Cash App Cianise. That's capital CIA, capital NISE. Thank you. So I wanted to come back and talk to you guys about the Joe Budden podcast. As you seen in my last video, I was doing a little bit too much. I was emotional and I was rushing a job, so sound kind of muffled. I was driving on my way to do hair and stuff, so I wanted to come back because it was other things that we needed to address about the Joe Budden rant, him firing Maul and Rory, them talking about auditing, suing, Joe supposedly hiding stuff, Joe being the cause of the failure in all his relationships or business dealings and stuff. So I wanted to come calmly, I'm not going to say unbiased, but honest, about my opinion and what I seen what's going on. Because I went through Twitter, right? I seen what Rory and Maul were posting, which really ain't nothing, right? It's the same as when they had initially left on Twitter. They really weren't giving us any information. It's in the subliminals and stuff like that. Well, Maul, one of his tweets stated that the lie is always loud, the truth is quiet. He stated that the truth will be coming out soon. That he's been quiet long enough and now it's time for him to speak, so he's going to do that, but something about only his real fans or supporters are supposed to know. So I guess he's going to work out some way that when he goes to address this situation, he will be compensated for it. So I don't know if he's creating his own Patreon or what, but that's that on that. And Rory, somewhat the same. He was saying thank you to all the fans and people who have gotten them here, who supported, went to shows, bought merch and stuff like that. So, this is what I have to say. Like, when I was listening to more of what Joe had to say, he was talking about them wanting to audit, them asking to see paperwork and stuff like that. And he was saying how he had an accountant seeing Rory and Maul a layout of what their contract is, how much they're supposed to be compensated, the money that came in for that, and how much they were paid, which he's saying that they were actually paid more than what they were supposed to be paid, right? Now, Ian and Parks, and of course Savon and others was there in the room. And I'm not sure who voice it was, but someone has stated, like, right, they're being paid in the top 1%, because Joe was like, y'all being paid the highest as far as like in the 5% range of what a mic would get paid. And someone in the background was like, no, they're getting paid what a one mic broadcaster will be getting paid. So, number one, that's telling us that Joe ain't lying about what he's saying. Because he even, as much as we know Joe, okay, is a narcissist and he likes to big himself up and grander than life, right? He actually had pinned that down, and someone else was like, nah, you actually paying them first percent for a mic. You know, I mean, a 1% for a mic, even though they're BNC mic and not broadcasters, but podcasters or whatever. So Joe's telling us that he's not lying, right? Well, that showed us that Joe's not lying about saying like, no, I'm compensating these fools and they being compensated well. And then Parks said, a lot of people was on Parks, like even on YouTube and comments on Twitter and stuff, were saying that I got kicked out of the Joe Budden Facebook group, so I don't know what they saying in there. I get kicked out of a lot of stuff and get pages taken down because I'm gonna speak my mind and say what the fuck I gotta say. You get what I'm saying? And I don't care how people feel about it. But I did not feel like just yet being blocked from Rory and Maul on Twitter, because Rory has blocked me before, but I got a new page now because Twitter had actually even turned on my page for harassment, bullying, crap like that when I was talking to them housewives chicks. They can't handle criticism or a person giving their opinion. But anyway, so I don't want to get blocked about them yet, so I ain't saying anything. I'm just reading, right, collecting data. On there, people were saying like Parks is a yes man. He's going to agree with anything that Joe says and stuff like that. And does he support and stand by and big up his mans? Yes. But Parks has told us before when he has corrected Joe before. He has no problem doing that. But what stands to me is people saying that he does bad business and that's wrong. But I looked at it, right. Parks been with him for 15, 20 years. If his business and his relationships was that bad, Parks wouldn't still be in business with him and friendship with him. Ian has been his management for decades, to the 2 decades or whatever. If Joe was the problem, then Ian wouldn't still be right there. Because first off, your manager, they're going to be advising you what's best, and they're also going to listen to what it is that you want to do and support and ride with that if that's what's best. Ian being the brilliant mind that he is, if Joe was the one messing up or wrong, Ian wouldn't be letting that stuff fly, and Ian would have been the walk. So that's the other thing that told me. Y'all trying to say Joe was a problem. The way y'all might feel he go about handling the problem or verbalizing, telling what the problem is, y'all might feel is a problem. But what he's calling out, what he's not willing to deal with, what he's walking away from, what he's willing to accept, that's not the problem. Maybe y'all just don't like how he chooses to express, talk about it, reveal it. But Ian still being right there and being basically his management and business tells me, no, Joe's not wrong. He's backing the decisions that Joe's making. Joe can't be that complicated, or he's worth the headache if Ian is still right there. And that's what I got to say about that. Same with Parks. Parks said on the podcast, he said, my money good. I'm getting paid well. Everything is up and up. So if we got Savon, Parks, Ian, Erickson, and all these other people who's working with Joe Budden, under Joe Budden, for Joe Budden, Maul and Rory are the only ones who having a problem. So how is Joe the one who keeps messing all his relationships up? This is what you gotta look at. First off, we do attract what we are. Okay, maybe Joe is a little toxic. Everyone has a bit of toxicity in them. So he attracts that. That don't mean he's always been the problem in those situations. That don't mean he's the only one that's a problem in those relationships. Other thing, you have friendships, relationships, they for a season and a reason. A lot of them, like, y'all look at the end of something as that mean that it was something wrong with it. No, it ran its course. It did its job in its life that it was supposed to do. And now it's time for you to continue on your path without that person or without that thing. That don't mean that he was a problem or that was a problem. You get what I'm saying? Even with business deals. Okay, I go into business with you. We doing business for whatever. You a vendor. I'm in this space. I'm on this level right now, and we benefit each other in this business move. This is what our contract is for. Okay, it's ran its course. We've grown. We decided to go in different directions, whatever it may be. So now this has to separate. Does not mean that that was a failure of a relationship, or did someone slighted someone, or did someone did something wrong. So y'all keep wanting to bring up this so-called history of Joe Budden, ruining relationships, not being good in business, all of that kind of stuff, fumbling the bag. He's only growing and getting bigger. So clearly he's doing the business right, or he wouldn't be where he is now. From being the rapper, right, and bad contract labels and all of that, to moving on to podcasting and a whole network. He's just continuously elevating. So he's doing his business right. He's choosing to move on and connect with the right people. He's making the right moves on when it's time to let go of other business deal ventures or whatever. And when you work in business, but matter of fact, we don't even got to bring business into it. Just in life in general. You have friends where it wasn't that you was the problem, they was the problem. It was just, hey, we in two different places now. Our relationship, friendship served its purpose. Now we've grown apart. We on our own path, but it's all love. I see you. It's good to see you. But we just not there anymore because it served its purpose already. Y'all need to look at that. But anyway, so let's go on. Then y'all want to talk about Joe's doing the same thing to the creators that he so-called fought about, that he said the labels was doing to him. This is totally different. The issue that Joe was having with labels and execs and stuff, it was about his creation, his talent, what he was making, and them taking advantage of that and not doing right by it. Rory and Maul, they're not the creators here. They have not created anything. Now, if they had came to Joe with a podcast idea, want to do a podcast, Joe opened that up because he the network, right? And then some issues or problems came with oppression. Then y'all can say that Joe was doing the exact same thing to them that was done to him as far as execs and creatives. That's not the case. Maul and Rory, to a degree, don't have a creative bone in their body. right? They have not brought any new ideas, any new ventures or legs of the Joe Budden network to Joe Budden that has been profitable, at least, or that they were able to move forward on. So what creatively have they done other than willing to say, yeah, I'll sign the contract, work for you, come sit on this couch with you 2 times a week and speak on whatever it is that you're speaking about? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what you're talking about. They're not the creators here. He's not oppressing them. They don't deserve equity. They have not brought anything to the table. Tell me in what way, what have they brought to the Joe Budden network that has caused it to expand and grow, other than sitting with him? What? Like, for example, let's say that the See the thing is, those ladies, right? Joe Budden got Joe Budden network. They come to him as creators and say, here, we got this idea. We want to do this female podcast called See the Thing Is. These are the topics. And, like, this is the area of discussion that we want and see for this podcast. And he says, okay, sure, I'll sign you. And then he'll press them. But anyway, that would be them as creators, bringing something to him to broaden his business, right? So that will be able to, if that it's possible for it to play out in that way with them, due to the fact they have brought something to him. But I'm not even sure that they brought that to him. I'm just using it as an example, because I believe it was Joe who went saying, here, I want a female podcast. Let me go and interview and see who would be great chemistry wise, content wise, pretty to look at wise, to put on for this female podcast. So even those ladies, I believe that's how that went. So it still belongs to Joe, and he was the creative. He built it. They still came and signed and said, yeah, we can do that job for you. You get what I'm trying to say? But anyway, so Rory and Marley brought them to the table. If you recall, it was Joe Budden who was giving them assignments, telling them, here, I want you to come in with topics. Because Joe is the one who was pulling the wagon, while they were just sitting in it with him. He was the one pulling the wagon and was asking them, here, can you hop out and help push? Bring ideas. Here, Ma, you got topics today. Or Ma was giving an assignment, here, bring topics. Y'all recall if y'all watch. And Ma would come, yeah, okay, I got some topics. And he would so-called be a mic, run the production of the show. These are the topics that I wanted to bring to the table for us to discuss. That type of thing. Joe was the one doing all of those assignments. And when he gave it out to them, we know of a few times, okay, here, Rory, ball is in your court. Bring something to the table. Be creative. Rory and Maul don't get to say, I don't want to do the work. I'm only clocked in from the time I sit on this couch to the time I leave. That's as far as their mind goes for their job concerning this podcast. While Joe is the one, while we not sitting on the couch, I'm the one looking at ideas, trying to find segments, thinking of theme songs, thinking of it. Joe the one who was doing all that. If they was doing that, then they can come and say, hey, we brought items to the table to expand this. We brought segments that people love. Them saying them little catchphrases that y'all like about them. Them saying they little witty jokes. Yeah, okay, that's adding something. That ain't doing no leg work. That ain't doing no heavy lifting. You don't get to say, I'm just going to hop in a wagon, you pull me, and then say, hey, I should own half of this wagon now that he's developed the wagon and it's bigger and grander. No, it don't work like that. And that is what is happening. Now, with Joe's delivery with certain things that he was saying, some of y'all feel he's disrespectful. His mouth been reckless. They already knew that. They was already friends with him. If you that sensitive and couldn't handle how he spoke, that's something you should have been addressed with him, or that's something you should have been accepted or cut ties with him about. Flat out. That's not nothing new. Don't try and use that as a scapegoat now of why Joe is problematic. Get the fuck out of here. And then as far as I'm concerned with his rant and his disrespect on this last podcast, it was on point. Yeah, he got the right to be human. He got the right to go in on them because they have stabbed him in the back. They have betrayed him. They have tried to make him look like he isn't everything that he's claimed to stand for. Yeah, they came out to his character, his pocket, his baby, his brainchild. Them walking out on that podcast, hoping that the baby sink, hoping that the podcast sink, the network sink. They came after that. What he been putting blood, sweat, and tears in. What his vision was, what he birthed, what he's been nurturing to grow. They tried to rob him of that. Yeah, I'll be pissed. They trying to order him, send the IRS after him. If that ain't no sucker shit, they might as well be snitchers of you. Like, I ain't saying he did anything grimy in his paperwork and stuff, but you don't do no. Who wants to have to deal with IRS and auditing issues and all that bullshit? No one. And you supposed to be my mans, my friends, and you want some hating sucker shit? So you gonna call the IRS on me? Oh, hell no. You got every right to go in on Rory, bitch ass. Rory's a bitch. Mom, yeah, you want sucker shit too. Not as much as Rory, as far as Rory, like, you sucker. You, both of them two, y'all tried to, while Act was doing a show with Joe Budden, Rory and Ma used to sit there on that podcast making fun and taking shots at academics about the everyday struggle episodes. Right? They were trying to sell him, especially Rory. Like I said, oh, I can't stand Rory anymore, because like, once you look and put it all together, Rory constantly taking shots and digging at people and then act like a victim had his hand. He been doing it to Joe. He been doing it with Act. He been doing it concerning everything. I ain't got So they taking shots at Act. Act said, oh, you know what? I'm coming back after y'all. Now, Act said out his own mouth. He said since they was his mans, Act was, number one, first confused. Like, why are they coming after me like that, right? But then he said that he also was like, I'm not going to go too in on them because they are Joe boys. And I do work with Joe, right? So they constantly taking these jabs at Act constantly eating it. And then Act says, you know what? I'm going to go on my Twitch. I'm going to get drunk. And I'm going to send shots back. Hey, he got that right. You don't get to punch a person and then tell them how mad to be and how to fight you back. You don't get to do it. So Act starts coming back at him. Rory, you think that you so clever and so thuggish that you sending notes and letters into the mail to this dude, and then when it backfired in your face, you look corny for it. Now you're playing like you were the victim. Act is a villain now, even though you sent threatening stuff to his crib, been taking jabs at him, talking crap to him. Right? And I think either Act and Rory are the same age, or Rory might be a little older than Act. We know Marl is older than him. If anything, y'all bullying this young dude. Y'all hating on this young dude. But then when he said, oh, I'm not the sucker that y'all think I am, or at least I'm about to talk crap to you guys over the internet on some Henny Courage stuff, now, oh, and when it backfired on you, Rory, about the stuff that you were sending to the mail over to his crib, the tweets, the so-called cryptic tweets that you were sending him, like, you was just doing sucker dumb stuff, right? But you thought it was cute. And when it blew up in your face, when he called you out and exposed you for it, then you wanted to act like victim, you wanted to be hushed, and now Joe Budden is supposed to come save you from the wrath of Act. Because Act wasn't wrong. Once you send something to my crib, we can talk crap online, on podcasts, on Twitch and stuff all day. You send this stuff to my crib where I lay my head now. Hell yeah, Act had every right to go in on Rory, and Rory should have ate it. You were wrong, you were a coward, the way that you even responded to being called out for doing that crap, right? So now we at Joe, and y'all acting like Joe ain't got the right to go in on the sucker stuff that they doing, send the IRS home, trying to sink the ship, being petty mad, being ungrateful, being entitled, trying to assassinate his character, saying, oh, look, because what they trying to make people think, and what some of y'all are thinking is, oh, look, Joe a hypocrite. Everything he claimed he stand for is a lie. It don't work the same for him on the other end. None of that is true. Yeah, Joe got every right to go in on Rory and Ma. Call them out. Fire them. Let them know, hey, y'all calling yourself want to sue me. Y'all calling yourself want to audit me. Y'all calling yourself don't want to work anymore. Want to not show up when you supposed to. Don't bring nothing to the table. Just get the free ride and get paid, being entitled. Yeah. I'm about to play the same game. I will sue you then. Since you want to act like, oh yeah, it's just business. Well, this is what a business person would do on the other end. You doing what you feel is just business and appropriate for you to do. I'm going to do what's appropriate for me to do. Sue your ass then. Yeah. But then y'all keep wanting to turn and point at Joe, saying Joe is wrong, Joe is foul, Joe shouldn't be bringing this out. Like, are y'all serious? But none of y'all had shit to say when Rory was sitting there on a podcast talking about behind the scenes stuff all on the pod. All next to Joe, sending jab after jab. But then playing victim. And y'all want to cry for him. Act like y'all his Hercules. When he acts like a fucking bitch. Because someone taking jabs back at him. Nah. He a sucker. Flat out. He's a whack. Flat out. What else was y'all saying? Like I said, all this stuff can be disputed. For everything that y'all want to point out for how y'all see Joe as the bad guy in this, it's things that can be pointed out of why he's not, and how Rory and Maul are the bad guys. It's things that contradicts what y'all claiming is taking place. Bad business. His business only been getting better and been elevating. He ain't doing bad business. Not paying people what they deserve and stuff like that. Parks, Ian, been down with him for 15 to 20 years. His business must be good. Other people on there, they all saying that they getting paid and they happy with it. They told us. Ron went to him. Can I get a raise? They was given the raise. Other dude vouch. Rory and Maul is being paid what an A mic would get in the 1% of the country. And they not even A mics. It's not even their brainchild. They not even investing anything in it. They're showing up and clocking in. Tell me what employee you know just shows up and clock in, but they supposed to own half of the company. They supposed to take home what the owner, creator, gets. That don't make sense. It don't work like that. Screw Rory and Maul. Screw they logic. Screw they bull crap. And it ain't no, what Maul say? The lie is loud and the truth is quiet. No, that's some bull crap. You don't get to come after me, because this is what they done to Joe. You don't get to come after me, be on this bullshit, let narratives run a spin, and then say, oh, look at them, once I'm enraged and gotta go and defend myself and gotta check your bitch ass. And yeah, I'm gonna do it publicly. Because all this other shit going on public, I'm gonna do it publicly. They gonna want to know anyway. No, I'm not about to have a publicist write nothing now that will look best for marketing for my rep. I'm not about to have my manager do all that. I ain't about to wait till I'm in a calm, cool state to word this in the most professional, diplomatic way. No, I'm about to come at y'all neck. We hood, there's a rap. Y'all on some bullshit. Hey, he's swimming with the sharks. He's around sharks and they see blood on him, right? He's dinner. He's the food for the night. Nah. Yeah, I'm about to get enraged and let y'all know. Motherfucker. Try me if you want to. That's what Joe did. And I would have did the same thing. Try me if you want to. Oh, you think I'm going to be dinner? I ain't your dinner. I ain't your meal. I was your meal ticket, but now you want to make me the meal. I brought you to the table, but now you want to put me on your plate. That's what Rory and Ma are doing. And hell yeah, Joe. Go after their motherfucking neck. And do it publicly. Because all Rory and Ma are doing, since y'all looking stupid and y'all trying to do all this bullshit behind the scenes, this snake shit, since Joe just came and just put it all out there for what it is, y'all sitting back trying to think of how y'all can spend this. That's why y'all quiet. You thinking, how can I spend this? Okay, how can I reply and make myself look in the best? That's what y'all doing. Sitting back waiting on a publicist to try and make y'all look good on the other side of this. Find ways to say, here, let's make him look bad. Well, he said this or that. That's what y'all doing. And then y'all feel that the majority of the public, see, that's the sad thing. Y'all let y'all egos, y'all greed, y'all lust, y'all envy, and these fucking fans that was boosting y'all head up even more, had y'all thinking that the Joe Budden podcast can go on without you, get to y'all head. And now, you shot yourselves in the foot. I would be being quiet too if I shot myself in the foot. Hold your L's. Y'all dipped off the pot thinking y'all could run off with the baby and kill it. It did not work. Ice and Ish came through. Joe is the brand, not y'all. So then y'all come back because now y'all like, oh, we got to stop that. The train's still moving and it's moving without us. Let's hop back on it, right? Because y'all thought y'all was going to bring it to a halt. So now y'all hate no Ish and Ice. We got to stop this because they took our spots, basically. Which y'all thought y'all couldn't be replaced. But okay. And they actually, a lot of people saying that they better. To a degree, they actually are better than Rory and Ma. But, so, y'all hop back on the train. But y'all still there pissed off. Because y'all really wanted to stop the train. So then y'all got the nerve to say stuff like, the podcast should have been stopped since we weren't here. Why? You not an owner? No, you don't get no equity. You ain't putting no blood, sweat, and tears in this. You clock in. Y'all some clock in dudes. Alright? But just because you my friend, I should give you equity. You clearly don't care about this baby the way that I do, and it's obvious you ain't put into it what I put into it, or other than that, you wouldn't be trying to stop it. You wouldn't have tried to kill the baby. You wouldn't have tried to drown the baby. You wouldn't have tried to stop the train. Because anybody who cares about something, really put work in that, you're going to do whatever to keep it afloat. Clearly, Rory and Maul ain't put shit in this because they're trying to drown it. But anyway, so they told on themselves there. If y'all paying attention, that should tell y'all enough right there. So they mad because they couldn't. So then y'all come back and y'all tell them, well, I thought we would have stopped it, but since we didn't, why didn't you stop the train since we wasn't here? Do you know how egotistical, y'all talk calling Joe the narcissist, do you know how egotistical, entitled, narcissistic Rory and Maul gotta be? That will be their conclusion? That these will be the steps that they take? Alright? So then they say, these two snakes, they get back together. Okay, so we came back, so we stopped that Ish and Ice shit. Right? Then they mad because Joe was like, I ain't about to stop that Ish and Ice. I'm going to get y'all spots here. I'm keeping them dudes on Patreon. I ain't about to let them go, right? Because that's what they thought they was going to do. Okay, well, here, we got to come back and get rid of Ish and Ice. Didn't happen. Joe 2 steps ahead of you. 10 top competitors. Well, they ain't no 10 top competitors. And I don't even know if that's what Lil Kim said in that bar. All I remember is 10 steps ahead of y'all. I ain't heard it. Y'all on some following shit. Came up in this game or something. Okay, anyway. So, they pissed about that. Joe ain't get Ish and Ice out of there. Because Joe ain't about to be no dummy and let y'all make him throw away the backup plan just for y'all to turn around and try and drown the baby again once y'all get these other 2 dudes out the shit, right? So, then they say, oh, he still got them there. We couldn't stop the train. He didn't stop the train. Alright, I'm talking about trains, babies, boats. Then they say, okay, we're going to order him. They trying to find any type of way to sink his ship. Y'all ain't paying attention to this shit, and I don't see how. Like, more talking about the truth gonna come out, and the truth is obvious, and anybody seeing and looking. I see you, dude. I see you. I got the... Because I ain't gonna toot my own horn, but a lot of people told me I got the gift of discernment. And because I see things from a different angle than some people may see it. Right? I see you. That's what I'm saying. Y'all trying to sink and stop this boat any way y'all can. Y'all hating. Y'all jealous. Y'all entitled. Y'all greedy. Go and do the IRS bullshit. What's next? What y'all gonna do next? Start trying to leak and expose personal business about Joe? To ruin his reputation and all that? What y'all gonna do next? Come in and make up even further lies? Saying that, oh, money was stolen from y'all? When they said y'all was even getting paid more than what y'all contract was. And yes, it would be proof to show that. That's the other reason why y'all probably being quiet. He said y'all put in for that audit, right? He had the accountant send y'all over the stuff. Now y'all quiet. Because y'all thought y'all would be able to have him there or mess him up there. And y'all wasn't able to still. And yeah, if I was you, I'd be pissed off. His own friends that he brought to the table to eat a meal with him, trying to eat him for fucking dinner. Hell yeah, I'd be angry as hell. I'm firing y'all motherfuckers. I hope that anything y'all do turns to ashes. I would feel that way. Because y'all tried to turn what I was doing into ashes that I brought y'all in on. Morning, Rory, what have they done? Rory went to doing emotional oranges. More you going to do masterclass. What is that bringing back to the Joe Budden podcast? What show, what audience have y'all, of y'all's own stuff, brought back to the Joe Budden podcast? I remember Joe even telling them branching out, building their own brand, right? Hey, y'all should go and do this type of podcast. Hey, more people will be interested in this. You should do this on a dating thing. Y'all should do this on Patreon. Joe tried to line y'all up just to win. But y'all got mad and jealous because you don't want to see your friend as being above you, having more than you. You want to look at him as, no, we got to see eye to eye. You can still be a man and y'all can be eye to eye even though he didn't want to sign your check. You didn't have to hate, get jealous about that. Okay, you see him doing more. That's inspiring you to want more. Do the work. You can't just look at the work that Joe is doing. Look at the work that he's doing. It's obvious he's working. He's thinking. He's building. He's moving around. He's seeing what can stick. Y'all just showing up saying, oh, well, he got more. Not looking at the work he doing. And then y'all saying, I want more. But not trying to put in no work. He put in the work to get more. Y'all just want to show up and just want more. Y'all some greedy bastards. Rory and Marl, I look at them totally different now. I already was starting to look at Rory different. Tried to have a bit of sympathy for him. Looking at the psychological aspect of, you know, stuff of how he built. Right? But now I'm just like, nah. You just whack. My sympathy's gone. You a snake. I feel bad for Joe and what he got to go through with y'all fickle ass fans. With his 2 fickle ass friends. It's heartbreaking. But go and look. Say what you want to about Joe. Yeah, everybody got flaws. Everybody's human. Everybody makes bad decisions sometimes. Everybody do or say something that might be wrong. That don't make them a bad person. That don't make them an evil person. That don't take away what they done for these motherfuckers. That don't take away from that. You do that. So how about judge Joe the same way that you judge yourself? Because I'm sure you ain't judging yourself that harshly the way you trying to judge him. I made bad business deals. Shot myself in the foot plenty of times. It happens. It's life. I did a couple of things wrong in friendship. It happens. It's life. And let him be human. And I salute. I'm with him going off. I would have gone off too. I would be hurt too. I would be angry too. I would feel betrayed too. I would want revenge too. He needs to wash his hands of them. They shot themselves in the foot. Now they about to be ass out. Let's see how far you get. Let's see how far Rory and Marl get. Okay, you ain't under Joe, the person who's supposed to be stealing money from you, ain't giving you the right splits with your entitled, ungrateful, greedy asses. Let's see how far you get now, then down the line with the next person. And this was sad. They'll go work for a person who they don't even know like that. And they ain't gonna have no problem. They ain't gonna question. They ain't gonna care at the fact, I don't got what you got. Because guess what? They're gonna be okay and look at it like, right, you're over me. You're the creator. You're the boss. Cool. It's only because Joe is a friend and they jealous and envious that, oh, we all was right here. We all was friends in the same boat, right? We was roommates. Now you in the fucking mansion. Now you signing my checks. They want some hater shit. They want some sucker shit. They want some envy shit. Some greed. That's all it is. And that's what's sad about it. Sometimes the people who you come up with gonna be mad when you go further than them. And they're gonna try and sink your ship. Instead of trying to elevate their game and figure out how to keep stepping up and staying neck to neck with you. Instead of looking at it as healthy inspiration, even healthy competition, they're gonna look at it as they're gonna despise you. They're gonna despise you. They're gonna feel you don't deserve it. They're gonna feel they deserve it. They deserve more. When they did half the work that you put in for what you got. It's that simple. Give me your thoughts. Holla at your girl.